Hey there, today I'm going to be sharing with you how I make a spinach artichoke quinoa casserole that's really filling and good for your family. This does have cheese, so if you have a dairy allergy or problems there, you're not going to want to do this. It does call for parmesan and mozzarella cheese. And then it has the protein from the quinoa. It's really good. So follow along. I'm going to turn the camera around, show you exactly how I make it and exactly how much it costs. We have a family of 5, my husband and I, who eat like adults, and then our 3 children ages 9 down to 4. I'm just gonna throw this whole thing of chicken in to my Instant Pot. It is it's almost 3 pounds here, and I am going to throw it into the Instant Pot and just sprinkle some garlic and onion powder on it, some olive oil, salt and pepper, and call it good. And I'll have it in there for 27 minutes.
1.5 cups uncooked white quinoa. Just dump it in a oiled or buttered pan. About 4 cloves of garlic, or just a huge tablespoon of minced. 1 russet potato diced into the finest cubes you can possibly go for. Otherwise it might be a little crunchy in your dish, so you want to be super fine with this dicing. And then just toss everything in there. You're just going to toss everything in. That's what I love about this. And then you can just mix it up after. So here is half of a onion that we're using. It's half of a sweet onion. And again, you want to dice it up. Sure, you have much better cutting skills than I do. Just pay no attention, my friends, because yeah, sometimes I wonder why I do the things I do. It's no special technique here, so don't watch too carefully. Now we've got some canned artichoke hearts, and I use a couple cans, 2, let's be exact here. We're using 2, I think they're 14.5 ounce cans. Then we'll use 1 cup of chicken broth and 5 ounces of spinach right here that we're going to add the whole thing to the casserole dish and just mix it around. Really good. I was debating using my hands, but then I went and got my wooden spoon, which is much easier because the quinoa won't stick to your fingers. So I did cook some chicken, and I was thinking about adding it into the dish, but I ended up just using it as a side. You're going to use this whole 5 ounce container of spinach, or just measure out 5 ounces. It's a lot of spinach in there. You really got to turn things to, mix it in real good. So that's the hardest part, is just mixing in the spinach. Now for the roux, I melted 2 tablespoons of butter and added in 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour. You're just going to do that until it makes this paste. Then you will slowly incorporate the milk while you whisk, 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 whisk away for about 8 minutes or so until it thickens. All done over medium heat. Then we'll turn it down to low and add our 4 ounces of cream cheese and 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. 1/4 teaspoon salt and pepper. Here I'm using Himalayan pink salt, and then we're just going to melt and stir and melt and stir and melt and stir until it's completely smooth. And you'll take it off the stovetop, add the cheese until that's melted, melt and stir again, and then you will pour the roux all over your vegetable dish here. Oh, doesn't that look good? Yes, it does. Then you're going to just stir it in to try to evenly just coat everything throughout that dish. Get everything fully incorporated. And so this takes some time again. This is the hard part. which is not that hard. And there we have it. Put some tin foil on. Stick it in the oven for 30 minutes on 375. Then you'll take it out, take the tin foil off, and put it back in for 15 minutes. Once you take it out, you're going to let it cool with a half cup of mozzarella cheese and a quarter cup parmesan cheese that has melted on top. And then it's ready to eat. And look, there we have got chicken, the casserole, and some chips and salsa. Yum. It's a very family-friendly meal.
Okay, so for the spinach artichoke casserole, I went through and I put all the ingredients down, regardless if you have lots of leftovers. Like, okay, I even put the chicken down for you. If you wanted to have a side of chicken in with your spinach artichoke casserole. So I put the price of the chicken, the almost 3 pounds of chicken, which we have plenty of leftovers for, like if I wanted to shred it and make tacos or something else, or just eat them plain tonight, or add it into chicken soup or whatever. I even put the price of the chips down if you wanted to have the chips also. I didn't put any salsa in there. So you could omit that when you're taking this into account. You could omit anything, because I'm going to go over the price of every single item. Like if you have an onion, take out the $1.51. If you already have spinach, you know. So a lot of these things, like we had a half gallon of milk that I bought just for this recipe, and you know, we used 2 cups, so most of the milk is still there. You might already have milk, so you can omit that. Broth, we only use, I can't remember exactly how much broth. I'm going to write the recipe in the notes, so you can go and look. But for instance, the broth, we use 1 cup. So we have, I think there's 4 cups in a thing of broth. So yeah, it's like 32 ounces. So we have 3 cups left. So we could make chicken soup, you know. We have cheese left. So anyways, I didn't like divide it, like say, okay, we use the third of the pack of cheese, so I'm gonna go, you know, $3 divided by, you know, whatever. So I just wanted to tell you, like, this is like worst case scenario for price. Okay, so chicken cost $10.09 where we are. Chips cost $3.88. Onion, $1.51. Spinach, $2.98. Potato, 70 cents for a large russet. Milk, which was a half gallon, and also a lot of the things I get are organic, and so it's going to be more expensive. So like I said, I'm trying to do you a favor by, there's a lot of things that can look deceiving, like, oh, you know, a $15 meal or whatever. But the thing is that, you know, you go and buy things, they're dividing it, or maybe they're not showing that it's the cheapest thing they could find. So of course you can do that. And so I guess what I'm doing for you is showing you the worst case scenario, like I already said, but it's probably going to end up being cheaper because you probably have a few of these things on hand, and or you're not going to spend as much as I did on something, or you can get less, like a quart of milk, you know. Anyways, okay, so back to the prices. So yeah, the half gallon of organic milk was $3.98. 32 ounces of broth was $2.18. We had Parmesan cheese for $2.88. Mozzarella, $2.94. We got a pack of butter. We have 2 cups, so 4 cubes for $3.98. Now, again, with the butter, we only use 2 tablespoons. So you pretty much have 2 cups left still, you know, minus 2 tablespoons. You have 3 cubes plus almost a whole one. Okay, so you can always use it for something else. So cream cheese, $2.98. Quinoa, $3.46. Artichoke, canned artichoke, $2.32 plus another $2.32. Flour, $4.44. And I did not include spices because you probably have pepper and salt, whatever else you want to put in there. You can just add what you want. Okay, so I'm just going to also show you that we have a lot more quinoa left over. We have a half a brick of cream cheese left over. We have just a lot left over. And not only that, but this recipe, okay, so the total was $50.54 in all. But that is for everything. And, okay, this one recipe lasts our family of 5 2 days. We have a bunch of leftover chicken and chips and casserole. Like, the casserole is still half there. Half of it was gone. It's very filling. So let's divide that into 2 then. So that would be $25.27 a day. Now, if you divide that by 5 people, it comes out to be like $5 and something cents. Alexa, $25.27 divided by 5.
I'm not sure.
Alexa, $25.27 divided by 5. Okay, she's not sure. Anyways, it's like $5 and something. Okay. It's like $5.05 or $5.06 or something like that per person for 2 days. Per day actually. But then that's not even showing you that you're still going to have milk for the rest of the week from that half gallon, and you still have the 3 cubes of butter. That's only going off the 2 tablespoons that you took off that 1 cube. And that's only going off of, the little bit of quinoa that you took out of there. And that you still have a whole half brick of cream cheese. Okay, so you can make a whole nother meal out of all of the other leftover items. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now, I know a lot of people do not like leftovers. I don't mind them at all. Like, I just want to feed my family and just make sure that our bellies aren't hungry, right? And make sure it's semi-healthy, which we don't often have a lot of cheese dishes, so this was pretty cheesy for us, and if I do, I can end up with stomach problems. So I don't like to do it often. But this was like, ooh, an artichoke spinach dip. That sounds really comforting on this blustery, rainy day that we're supposed to be getting thunder and lightning on. So I did it, and it was good. I don't regret it at all. And everybody liked it, so that worked too. But if you don't want to have leftovers, just freeze it. Freeze the chicken, freeze the spinach and artichoke casserole in some gallon Ziploc bags after it's, cooled off. And then just save it for another day, like 2 weeks from now or next week or something like that. And it's probably going to be pretty good. Oftentimes, those dishes that are reheated and you can just add a little bit more seasoning if you want, they're really, really good. Like, they end up being a lot better the second time, in my opinion. So, I hope this helped you. And is there anything else? Oh, yeah. Oh, the flour, for instance. You have a whole bag of flour still. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So you have a whole bag of flour left. And it's, it's whole wheat flour. You can make, just with the milk and the butter and the flour alone, you could go make cookies or something, So I hope this was helpful for you. You got a recipe, the artichoke spinach casserole. You got the costs involved, and this is in the South, and a review. We thought it was really good, so I hope it helped. This is for our family of 5, 2 adults, 3 kids, 9 and under, 4 to 9, I'll say. So we got some big eaters. We have enough for leftovers and enough for a lot more after that. So I think it was a pretty good deal. I might try to find a better deal next time. and a healthier deal next time. So I'm going to be doing some more fun videos like this so I can look back on it and just share with others. I love seeing how people are saving out there and what they're feeding their family. And, you know, something that's kid-friendly too. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye!